Hi, Misha here, and you will probably hear a cat in the background. She is out here tonight, so that's a thing. And it has been a little bit since I've done an Eaglemoss video, and I thought this was kind of a neat one. This is a recent issue. I think it's 174, 175, I don't know. I don't subscribe, I just buy them as I like them, so. This is so-called Captain Archer's toy ship. And actually it's pretty prominently shown in the series Enterprise with Captain Archer. It's in the initial episode, Broken Bow. And it's also in the episode in Season 3 with Sim, the clone of Hello Hobo. Yes. In Season 3 with Sim, the clone of Trip. And in the show, it's a toy ship, or really it's a model, and because it does fly, it even has anti-grav. Yes, Hobo. I think maybe you shouldn't be up here right now, Hobo. Hobo, go. Go. Thank you, Hobo. People like cats in videos, right? So I thought it'd be a neat one to pick up, because while it's a toy in the show, it really does seem to be based on a quote-unquote real-world ship from the Star Trek universe. It looks to be a shuttle-esque design. Maybe a crew of 2 in the cockpit, although it looks like there's plenty of room in the back for more. So kind of a successor, ancestor of the shuttle of today, or actually of yesterday. It has pretty traditional looking rocket type exhausts, but it does have what appear to be warp nacelles. They even have kind of TOS style grills in the back and red Bussard collectors. So like most of the remote controlled drone toy aircraft of us today, it was probably based on a real thing. And I always have to have this disclaimer in my Star Trek videos: I am blind. I am doing what I can to get it on camera. I am sorry if it's not on camera. It's funny because a lot of my other videos, like my gun videos and stuff, people don't comment much on, but for whatever reason the Star Trek people seem to be the pickiest. Alright, with that out of the way, I brought out a few of the ships just to kind of show you how I think it fits neatly in. And that's one thing that the art department for Enterprise really did. There's a definite lineage. This is one that was released about a year and a half, 2 years ago. This is the shuttle as seen in the opening of Enterprise. In that, we see it docking with the ISS. It's often called the Venturestar. It also has a resemblance to like the X-37 or X-38. And it looks a lot like the Archer's toy shuttle, or toy ship. But of course no warp nacelles and more of a primitive design. Moving on, also from the intro, we see this ship. This is clearly a warp-capable ship with nacelles, but it would seem to be an early warp ship because it has traditional bells on the back for the rocket nozzles. So again, it seems like if they took a shuttle like this one over here and put warp engines on it, we'd get this. We don't know how big it is, but probably not that big. Probably a crew of maybe 20 or 30 at most. And so this one here, it looks a little sleeker, but very much of the same type of fleet. maybe a smaller reconnaissance or test bed for a small warp ship. Not sure. It still has kind of the black tiling on the bottom for re-entry, so we can assume pretty safely that it would be a atmospheric craft. And you see this arrowhead design in Enterprise. It's continued on with this ship here, simply known as the Warp Delta. We see this at the end of Season 2 for the first time, and it appears multiple times in Season 3 and 4. And this would seem to be still much in service, but one of the predecessors to the saucer idea, because we see the half saucer, and then of course we see Enterprise. But this would seem to be one of the final arrowhead shaped ships. It has warp nacelles, it has more advanced looking impulse drives with a little impulse crystal there. It has very much the same type of hull plating as Enterprise. Of course, the model itself is based on this one over here, just updated. And they both kind of harken to the Venturestar style. And that's why I thought having the Archer ship, the toy ship, the remote control ship, would be a neat addition. Since it's all make-believe anyway, I can safely make-believe myself that this was just a model of a real Starfleet ship. And, yeah, you know, I've said in other videos I really like the early Federation ships. I like Federation ships in general, but I really find the early ones pretty neat. As far as the model itself, it's typical Eaglemoss. You get the idea. Quite a good size. Pretty thin as far as it goes, but main body is mostly metal, with the nacelles being the polymer. It's got some good weight to it. It's definitely not one of the lighter ones, and it's definitely one of the more obscure ones. I mean, it would seem a little odd to do this one, but we already have Captain Proton's rocket ship, so compared to that, this one fits right in. We're getting to the end of the collection, so I think we're seeing a lot of pet projects from the people that work on it, and just kind of filling gaps, filling holes. And this does. It fits right in with the earlier Enterprise ships and whatnot. And again, it was pretty prominently featured in at least 2 episodes of the series, including the pilot, so hey, that seems worthy enough to me. Plus, let's be honest, it would be cool as hell to have an anti-grav powered drone remote controlled ship, wouldn't it? Alrighty folks, with that said, I and Hobo the cat will let you go. She's waiting over there patiently for me until she just heard me say her name. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and if you could, like, share, and subscribe. This is Misha, and we'll catch you very soon next time.